Hey everyone, welcome back. Before I get into this video, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I only have a doctorate in common sense and a PhD in this body. So I have no further medical background or expertise. So this video is basically about how I gave up something, or I give up certain foods, and once I go back to them, my body will let me know if it's a good idea to go back or not. If my body reacts negatively, then my body will tell me that no, this isn't good. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's genetic makeup, DNA, basically is different. I realize that some things are not genetic. Some things are environmental, like high blood pressure. You're probably like, just because your mom had it and you got it, doesn't necessarily mean it's hereditary. It means you ate the same things your mama ate and you are pre-exposed to negative reactions based on what you eat on a daily. You put so much salt on your food, you cook like your mom, so your body reacts like your mom, basically. So you know that saying that if you love something, you let it go, and if it comes back, it's yours. Well, a lot of times people can't relate to what I'm saying about food giving you pain. And that's because basically since birth, or you being a toddler, you've had to deal with that pain. So since the crib, when you were crying, probably had a migraine or a headache or liver pain and stuff like that, and you couldn't articulate it, so you just cried. And then after a while, your body adapts and adjusts to your diet. But you've never given up the things that hurt you. So when I began fasting in many different ways, I fasted several times to slowly start to get all these toxins and all these unwanted ingredients out of my body. Once I put them back in, my body would reject it instantly and strongly. My body definitely had a strong opinion about what I began to put in it once I chose a healthy route. And going back, there's just some things I will never go back to. High fructose corn syrup is absolutely no. Like sometimes I'll do a little what me and my friends call sin. Like I'll eat something with sodium or oil, but sugar is a no. High fructose corn syrup. I'm actually able to identify, like, let's just say 90% of the pains that come into my body. Probably more, but just trying to be realistic, because soon as I eat something, within a day or two, my body will react. Like at one point I thought I had sciatica, and I realized I was just eating a lot of peanut oil on a daily basis. So basically the oil settled basically on my spine, and because it's a high burn oil, my body couldn't get it out. So it just translated into basically sciatica or back pain, where basically it was inflammation or oil coagulated on my spine. Sometimes I can identify within 2 or 3 hours, depending on how much I eat, of what's causing the pain. So if I eat a little bit of sugar, it might be like a light pressure within a day or so. If I eat a lot in like 2 hours, I'm checking the labels. For me, basically the difference for me being a vegan versus frugivore is the fact that when I was a vegan, I looked at the front of the packaging. When I became a frugivore, I looked at the ingredients of the packaging. I realized there's a lot of things with high sodium. So if I eat something with a lot of sodium, I'll get a headache. Like I'll get the headache, and if I'm not paying attention, or I slipped up one time and wasn't paying attention to the label, I'll go back and look at the label. Like the headache will tell me, oh girl, you did something wrong. So migraine headache, sodium. Back pain, cooking oil, or high burn oils, because I still eat avocado oil and coconut oil, which my body can process easily. If I just go work out, it'll melt. Sugar or yeast, cramps or fibroid pain. I think that's really the only pains that I get. Also I think sugar, now this is something I'm trying to figure out now. I think sugar also was making my knees hurt. My knees haven't been in pain for a long time, and I think, like I said, because sugar kind of feeds inflammation, my knees, both of them, were hurting out of nowhere. So if I would have did something wrong, it would be one, like if I tripped or stepped wrong, you're not gonna like trip on both feet, if that makes sense. So the fact that both of them are hurting, and my wrist. So now I'm trying to determine whether or not I'm gonna finish the pot of chili, just to see if it does more than just give me cramps. Does it give me pains in other places of my body? Because I made a big pot. I made a big pot of chili, and it really, my knees and my wrists, so it's like affected my joints. Maybe I'm causing inflammation in my joints, and I want to identify if that also. So this is me working something out new in real time, as I'm going on my journey, basically, of healing or being as healthy as possible. Because even some fruits, yeah, even some fruits are, I guess, like man-made and not the healthiest, I guess. And my hopes with doing this video is to get people to try and start paying attention to how your body reacts to certain foods. Just because you haven't fasted and got out those, let's say, ingredients or unwanted ingredients out of your body, doesn't mean you still can't identify directly. So there are people who get migraine headaches, but you never paid attention to the fact that you might be putting 2,000 milligrams of sodium on just your chicken. That's not even including the other sides, the mac and cheese and everything else that you put together. Have you ever checked the back of the ingredients to see how much sodium you have in each ingredient or each spice or seasoning that you're putting in your food? A lot of people don't actually check the back of it. You just put a lot on it. And then per serving, so it'll tell you, like, let's say 600 milligrams per serving, but the package has 6 servings in it, so you got to do 600 times 6, plus the compounded spices and salts that you put on your food. Me personally, I use pink Himalayan salt, which is good for my body, and nothing else. I even realized too much sea salt gives me a headache. Like, it'll take a lot, but if I'm being super greedy and I eat a lot of it, oh yeah, I get a migraine headache, even from sea salt. So pink salt is the only one that doesn't really bother me. So in the comments below, I want you all to do me a favor. Look at your favorite dish. Think about your favorite dish. Go get all the ingredients and look at the sodium on the back of whatever seasonings you put into that dish. Add it up per serving and times it by the serving, and put it in the comments below. How much sodium is in your favorite dish? And if it comes with a bunch of different sides, you can also put the sodium counts of the sides as well. I would love to see how many people would have like an epiphany of how much sodium they have in their diet. And the #1 cause of death worldwide forever around the world is heart disease. Above everything, I know COVID and all these other things, heart disease is the #1 killer in the world. You can also do this with sugar content. So for women who have really bad fibroids or menstrual cramps, try to monitor when you get cramps. Is it random, or did you just eat a lot of sweets? And a lot of times when women have their menstrual cycle, they have a craving for sweets. My goal for this video is for people to start to monitor their eating habits and their body. Start to monitor your body and what's good for it and what's not good for it. Some people could eat a lot of meat or need a lot of meat in their diet. Some need a little, and some people just shouldn't touch it at all. So I'm curious to see on the spectrum what people's bodies says to them, and do you listen? I am running out of sunlight. I think that's it for this video. I think I've been rambling. This video may be all over the place. If it is, forgive me. But basically, I just want you to monitor your body so I can see if I'm crazy or there are others out there like me. I mean, see if I can find my tribe, basically. And that is it, because like I said, I'm running out of sunlight. And just remember to be fruitful and multiply.